Welcome to the Tripod Sports Podcast. My name is Kastle, and with me is Green of Red Gold Green.
What up? King Green was good.
Yeah. Green, coincidentally, I'm drinking a green lime sparkling water just for you.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't really drink much green drinks. I need to start drinking more green drinks.
Or just buy green cans of things.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of this LaCroix lime green sparkling water. But, all right, so, Green, thank you for coming on. We've got a new segment we're doing, and it's just the universality of sports. And, thankfully you agreed to be our first guest, and so we're excited to have you on. The other guys couldn't be here today, obviously, because they're at work. But with that, Green, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, how'd you grow up? Did you play any sports while you grew up?
Yeah, I mean, my whole family, we grew up playing sports. It was sports and video games. Like, we come from a time where, the internet wasn't really there yet when we grew up.
Right.
So, like, as far as, 7 to, 12, there was basically no real internet, right? So, during that time, it was play inside when you wake up, and we play video games, play Sonic the Hedgehog, Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, all those games. And then you'd go outside and you'd 3-on-3 basketball, or playing touch football or playing 500. I don't even know if kids know how to play 500 anymore, or some people call it.
You remember getting that asshole kid that would just yell out 500 and throw the ball and the game would be over right away?
Always. But the thing is he's like, he always right out 500, but the whole thing is when he yells 500 and throws it to the person right in front of everybody.
Right.
It's the two asshole kids that were in cahoots. That was the problem. So, and then all my family were really athletic too. Like my brother played ball, my uncles played basketball, all my cousins played football. Like one of my cousins plays professionally right now, and everybody plays. Just grew up playing sports because that's all we really did.
Right. So what'd you play growing up?
Basketball. Basketball was a focus. Soccer as a little kid, but then that completely went away because I grew up in France, so soccer was a thing. And then I was 7, and then I came back over here, and my brother started loving basketball. So obviously and it's the era of Michael Jordan, so it's there's nothing in the world that was more important than basketball when Michael Jordan was playing,
Right. I mean, did you feel that at all while you were in France growing up?
Well, I came back when he did those last 3-peat.
Right.
So that's when I didn't feel
back at 7 or 8.
Yeah. So when I came back, it was 91 or something like that. So the 91, 92, 93 championships, we just watched that. So in France, it was more, like I said, it was more soccer.
Right.
And then that kind of faded away. And it's funny how that kind of came back into my life, later on, in my mid-20s or whatever like that.
Wasn't the 90s French football team pretty intense?
98 was the best one. Yeah. And then, but in the mid-90s, they were good. I mean, Zidane was there, Thierry Henry was there, so they were things. So, in early 90s wasn't bad either, but in early 90s was just Brazil. They ran everything.
Right. You mentioned video games, and I kind of wanted to ask you a little bit about that. How do you feel about esports? Do you feel like that's it's a comparable? I don't know.
Esports to me is a weird terminology, but I love video games, and I love the fact that there's people who are making who are getting rich off of playing video games. I like people doing something that is unorthodox and creating money out of it in any way, because that's what I'm doing. So it makes sense, and these are the things. It's basically all the things you wanted to do as a kid. People are figuring out a way to make money off of stuff that they love because they're good at it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Fortnite streamers right now that are making millions.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. in the sense of they literally you just go on Twitch. Twitch is like YouTube for video games, right? And so you just go on Twitch and your streams just give you ad revenue. Is that what's happening there?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of it, and it's a pretty intense setup there, right?
Nah, it's amazing. I just started playing this PUBG thing. I was just playing with Blue. Like he told me to get on, and I haven't really played with anybody before, so I got on to play with him for like a little half hour after I got off this call or whatever. And I played it, and I was just like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, I mean PUBG, Fortnite. I mean, both of those games are.
They're dope.
Yeah, they're dope. A lot of fun to play. All right, let's get back on track here, though. Do you think that?
Well, it's esports and sports.
That's true. But I mean, do you feel like that experience you had growing up, playing basketball, watching basketball, playing a little bit of soccer here and there, do you feel like that's impacted your life in a positive way? You're able to, effectively communicate with people even when there's a language barrier there.
It's just guaranteed. I mean, if we start off with basketball, that's how you would meet people from different walks of life and be able to like communicate on an area on a common basis. And I think the way that like the mainstream culture got infiltrated by hip hop, what helped that as well is basketball. It's people who just watch basketball because they love the sport and know nothing about like rap music or whatever like that are gonna be privy and exposed to rap music because they like basketball. You know what I'm trying to say? And exposed to like black people, even though you might not have a black friend or not being in a black area, and you're like, oh, I like this guy, Latrell Sprewell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
for no reason or whatever like that. It's the same thing with like people learning about where the hell Czech Republic is or where the hell Serbia is because there's ballers coming from there and they come over here and play, and then you know about their like Dirk Nowitzki, it's you'll know that he's German, and you'll know these names, and you'll know about different cultures and people because of sports. So it definitely connects you. It's like music. It's probably only second to music because music definitely connects people like a lot, or it's the same thing, honestly.
I mean, you guys have done a few overseas tours with Red, Gold, Green. I mean, do you feel like when you're overseas, you have fans that are maybe struggling to find common topics and they just resort back to sports?
You know what? We as like sports fans, we go. What I realized is like we'll go the type of fan base I guess we were exposed to out there. Like we'll go and talk to people about like, oh, what's your favorite like football team, soccer team, right? And then I'm not gonna say more often. Sometimes you meet people who are like, "Oh, I'm not into sports" or whatever like that. And it seemed like there was a lot of people who were like, "I'm either in Europe." It's like they're into sports or they're into music. Like when it comes to like dedicating them to something. And I feel like here it's not so much like that. And there's a lot of like music and sports intertwined a little bit more or something like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense, and we see that a lot. Definitely in the NBA, the NFL for sure.
Yeah.
Which, might I add, it's 328, so happy 328 day for you, the Patriots fan, in my life.
328. I still can't believe that. Man. We need to have a show where we just recap. Like we should have a reaction show. It has to be a video show. But we just recap the whole entire, like the highlights of that Super Bowl and talk about how I felt throughout the Super Bowl.
I mean, I definitely want, if say the Patriots make it back to the Super Bowl this coming season, I would definitely want to hook you up with like a heart rate monitor and do like a just a video camera on you so that we can see how you're reacting.
Honestly, though, after that Super Bowl, though, this is dead ass. Because once I said, like, my cousin, he plays for Redskins now, so I'm like a Redskins fan, right?
Oh, no.
But honestly, yeah. But, like, not really a Redskins fan, you feel me? But, like, honestly, after that Super Bowl, I felt fulfilled. Like, I seriously didn't watch one Patriots game last season except for the Super Bowl.
Really?
Dead ass. Like I'm talking about. Okay, the season where I forgot what year it is, but the season I don't like to speak about, where we lost the Super Bowl but we're undefeated.
Oh yeah, against the Giants.
Yeah, that season, I watched every single game that aired in the NFL. I wanted to know what we were coming after. I wanted to know everything. and I was watching every single game. Like if I couldn't find it on the actual on the league pass situation, I would go on the internet and watch it. Right.
Right.
I was just so into it, and then we lost the Super Bowl, and I realized I was so consumed by this damn sport, I couldn't handle it. I
Seriously?
dead ass. I was like, I can't. Why did I watch all these games? Like, why did I do all this and then get like?
Get
Why did
nothing
they
out of
just
it?
get nothing out of it? They just destroyed me. They just failed, and then but I still I just watched the Patriots games the next season, right? And then the season after that, I think we went back to the Giants and lost, and that sucked. And then I was just like kind of a flyby. I watched the Patriots when it's on type of thing,
Right.
and then we won. Then I watched a lot of the season of the one we just won, and then we won, and we had five, and I was like, Tom Brady's the best quarterback ever. I don't really care for him. I don't care about his life, but he's the best quarterback ever. His team is the best team ever. What do we need? There's nothing to prove.
Right.
There really isn't anything to prove. And so this last season, I didn't even watch anything. And then Super Bowl comes around. I thought we were about to have six. And then I really wouldn't give a damn.
Right.
I was really going to like sell my jersey. But that's kind of like where I'm at with football. For some reason, there's a lot going on in football. And, they're changing certain things that just, there was too much politics in the game that was like making me not even able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Too.
It feels like we're constantly being bombarded with political statements, and it seems like a lot of people used to go to football for an escape from that, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be something of the sort, and we already know all the problems. There's already problems within the politics of the game, like players. Like 60-70% of players being broke after after they come into this, people concussions and injuries. So it's like bringing outside politics into it's like, come on, you know what I'm trying to say? It's
right.
like
there's
like
already mounting problems for everything. You look at the fact that a lot of these rookies aren't on guaranteed contracts. They could get hurt tomorrow, before the season even starts, and they won't see a dime.
They won't see a dime, and they're gonna be broke, and they dedicated their whole life to that sport.
Right.
And now what are they left with? And their whole life, people have been telling them that this is what you're gonna do, and it is really on some like slavery, really. Especially, don't get me about college sports, and you can put this on like the college sports situation. For me, I can't even like watch it. If March Madness comes around, I love it, but it's like it's hard for me to watch. It's like these people should get paid, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona had $500,000 sitting on their bench and still lost a game. So. Nothing for that? All right. Did you at least fill out a bracket this year?
Nah, I didn't. I haven't filled out a bracket in a while.
Really? Did you watch the game?
Yeah. I watched some of them.
Yeah.
I told you I can't. Like, I don't really watch.
You just can't do it.
I can't do the college. It's like those are too much money is being made.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works in general, though. Because, like you said, it's supposed to be escapes. So that's why, like video games, it's like all I have is this like virtual world in front of me, and you know what I'm saying? It's like it's completely just out of fictional. Everything is just fictional.
That's the reason I can't enjoy Cirque du Soleil shows, because I'm constantly looking for the distraction. Like, I know they're distracting me, and like so then I'm looking at the other side of the stage to see what they're setting up for.
Yeah.
No, but what about your other team affiliations? You've got your Celtics.
Oh yeah, Celtics all day. We got Kyrie's injured. But I don't know if they said that he might come back or not. But that's gonna be a hard playoffs. Curry's injured too, but we're gonna get further than in the East than I think Warriors will with an injured Curry. Personally,
do you really?
I personally, because I know Katie's a choke artist, and he needs a freaking superstar like Curry to be able to like make him look good.
You've got on that team, though.
Yeah, and they're great and they're good. But I'm saying like. I mean, Kawhi's hurt too, but Houston is healthy and they're better than the Warriors. That's just the truth.
Right.
So it's like they're healthy. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, what are you gonna do when Chris Paul? So I didn't know how this would work. You basically have two so-called point guards, well, one real point guard, working on the same team, and them niggas is meshing like crazy. They like each other. You know what I'm saying? They're like friends, and you can see that on the court. They just want to like win and have fun.
Right.
So
you're having that ultimate experience out there where those guys are. It's there's that. It's everything's clicking. It's in place. Everyone's just doing their job.
yeah, and they have a chip on their shoulder because people kind of hate them.
Right.
So now they're like taking this bad guy role and running with it, kind of.
Which we've seen over time. That's a pretty effective role to take.
Very. Kobe's that dude.
Yeah.
Kobe wasn't the good guy. He was a good guy in a way. But everyone else kind of hated Kobe.
Right. The rest of the world kind of sat back and looked at Kobe like, fuck, really, you again?
Yeah. There's only one time when he beat us in 2000. This is the only time I think Kobe actually was good. This is the only year he was the best player in the world. It was 2009. He crushed everybody. And he had us in the championship again, and he single-handedly beat us, and I couldn't even deny it. I couldn't even make an excuse like I usually would, because I hate Kobe, and I just make excuses and say that he's not good when he actually is, but I just say he's not good. And I hate the fact that he has an Oscar. Fuck Kobe. But
can we? Well, that one I was watching, and all I could think was, this is going to make a lot of people mad when they find out he's got an Oscar.
Oh yeah, I was heated. I was like, someone gave this motherfucker a trophy.
Did you happen to catch that one live, or did you catch it on Twitter after the fact?
Yeah, I saw it on like Twitter or YouTube or some shit.
Yeah, that was one of those ones that happened. I looked over at the Queen and I'm like, did we know this was happening?
Did we know that Kobe was nominated for an Oscar?
And to put it in perspective, we print out the Oscars like the award sheet at the when they announce all the movies, and we try and sit down and cover everyone. So it gets a little weird in our house for like a month and a half there, where it's like, all right, what Oscar-nominated movie are we watching tonight?
I didn't like the Oscars. I mean, Get Out to me was one of the most amazing movies in the last like 5 years, but Shape of Water was cool, but I think overhyped.
Yeah,
and then,
to me, everyone thought it was like mind blowing, but when you if you knew the concept of the movie, that this lady is.
It's Beauty and the Beast mixed with Splash. You ever seen this movie Splash with Tom Hanks?
Never.
And the mermaid? It's literally the same movie. Like the way that she puts, like it was a girl instead of a guy mermaid. That's all merman. So that's the only difference. Like they have even scenes that like match up together. It's really weird why that movie got praised. And then it's like Beauty and the Beast, but then it has an adult tinge because she like masturbates. Right. And so it's like, oh great, wow, it's a deaf woman that masturbates.
Right. All right, we definitely got off track here with some Oscar shit. Anything you want to leave the people with before we sign off here? Check out redgoldgreen.com. Obviously, check
redgoldgreen.com. King Green music dropping, Red Gold Green music dropping, and we'll be doing shows all over the country coming soon. We'll be in Germany this summer. Whatever, you know.